Hey boys and girls, it's Mr. Sunito, and we're going to do some math, and we are not going to be doing any measuring with the clips or the blocks. We're going to be learning how to tell time. And the first thing I'm going to teach you about time is about a clock. Now I've got a clock here. You might notice though, I've got some parts that are missing. So I'll tell you what, why don't I show you a quick little vocabulary video. It's going to teach you a few things about the parts of a clock, and then we'll come back. How does that sound? Okay? Hang tight.
That is a solid necklace, bro. This isn't just a necklace, this is a clock. What's a clock? Well, listen, we use tools all the time. They help us measure, like a thermometer to tell the temperature. There's a tool for telling time, it goes tick-tock. That's right, we tell time with a clock. You wanna know what time it is? Don't call the cops. Just look at the wall, that's a clock. And that's a watch, you wear it on your wrist. Is this a clock on my phone? Yes it is. You see clocks all over, all around. This one, that one, these make sounds. Some look cuckoo and some look great. We keep them around so we won't be late. If a clock only has numbers, then it's digital. I love digital clocks, they're unforgettable. If a clock has hands, then it's analog. Analog clocks might hang on your wall. We read time from the part called the face. It's round like a pizza with a much worse taste. Oh, and those tiny clocks that go on your wrist are called watches. They tell you when to split. A clock has a face numbered 1 to 12. We tell time by where the hands are held. The hour hand's short, the minute hand's long. The second hand's fast, follow along. A clock has a face numbered 1 to 12. We tell time by where the hands are held. The hour hand's short, the minute hand's long. The second hand's fast, follow along. Come on. The analog clock has a part called the face. Does it have 2 eyes and a mouth? No way. It's numbered 1 to 12 in the circle, you see. 12 is at the top, then it goes 1, 2, 3, and all the way around and back to 12. Make sure you pay attention to the hands as well. They point to the numbers and tell the time. They only move in one direction, clockwise. The short hand on the clock is the hour hand. It tells the hour, which helps us plan. See the long hand? It moves faster. That's the minute hand. It tells the minutes passing. A clock might have a second hand too. Those have the most speed, like a cheetah at the zoo. When the minute hand points to 12 at the top, the hour hand points to the hour clock. School's at 8 o'clock, the hour hand is on the 8, the minute hand is on 12. Yeah, okay. And now the hour hand is on the 1. That's 1 o'clock. Recess time is fun. Now the minute hand is up and the hour hand is down. That's 6 o'clock. Do you see it now? It's dinner time. Someone pass the mayonnaise. Telling time's key, it helps you plan your days. A clock has a face numbered 1 to 12. We tell time by where the hands are held. The hour hand's short, the minute hand's long. The second hand's fast, follow along. A clock has a face numbered 1 to 12. We tell time by where the hands are held. The hour hand's short, the minute hand's long. The second hand's fast, follow along. Come on.
Whoa! Now I'm gonna be able to get to places on time, and I'm gonna know what time it is. This is blowing my mind.
I hope you liked that video, but it was filled with a lot of good information too. So again, we are looking at a clock. This is a special kind of clock. We call it an analog clock. Analog clock. Now, on an analog clock, it has numbers. But on this clock, we're missing some numbers. Let's take a closer look. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What are we missing? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then there's one other number missing at the very top of every analog clock. It's the number 12. Now, the clock has different parts. And let me just get a different color here so I can teach you a different part. Did you know that we call this whole thing, look at that whole thing, do you know what we call that? Well, we call that the face of the clock. And we're going to be looking at a lot of clock faces today and over the next few days. But before we do that, let's review some of the other new words that we learned from the video. We learned that the clock not only has a face, but it has hands. And in fact, it has 2 hands. One of the hands is very, very short. Maybe like that. Do you know what we call that? That is called the hour. The hour hand. This is the hour hand. And we're going to be focusing on the hour hand today. And we are going to first learn how to tell time to the hour. There's one more word I think I'm probably going to teach you. When we look at the hour hand, can you tell what number it's pointing at? Well, if you look at this. It's really pointing to what number? It's pointing to the 1. And we would say that this is 1. We call that, do you know what we call that? 1 o'clock. Can you say 1 o'clock? Okay, now, because you guys have been doing so well, I'm going to throw in one more bonus video for today about telling time. I hope you're ready. Hold on to your hats. Well, you're probably not wearing any hats because you're inside. But hang on, because I got a video for you.
No, Moby, it's not time for lunch yet. Look at the clock. How can you tell time? When you tell time, you look at the little hand first. That's the hour hand. The hour hand is on the 9. Next, you look at the big hand. That's the minute hand. The minute hand is on the 12. So the time is exactly 9 o'clock in the morning. O'clock means of the clock. We go to the computer lab at 10 o'clock and go to the library at 11 o'clock. Moby, those aren't our bags. How do you write the time? Now the time is 3 o'clock. I can write 3 o'clock using words, or write it using numbers and words. I can also write the time using only numbers. Well, first I write the hour, so that's 3. Then I add a colon to separate the hours from the minutes. Finally, I write how many minutes are past the hour. It's exactly 3 o'clock, so there are 0 minutes past the hour. You write the time to 2 places, so I write zeros in the ones place and the tens place. How does time change from 1 hour to the next? We've got to wait 1 hour for the lasagna. Well, there are 60 minutes in an hour, and it's 5 o'clock now. It takes 60 minutes for the minute hand to go all the way around while the hour hand moves from the 5 to the 6. So the lasagna will be done at 6 o'clock. Wait a minute. Now I'm a little confused. Well, there are 24 hours in the day, but there are only 12 numbers on a clock. Right, Moby. The hour hand goes around the clock twice in one day. That's why we have an 8 o'clock in the morning and an 8 o'clock at night. 12 o'clock at night is called midnight because it's in the middle of the night. 12 o'clock during the day is called noon. Hey, it's noon now. Grab your lunchbox, Moby. Let's go. Moby, what was that?
Now we're ready to begin learning how to tell time. And it's going to take a few days, but we're going to start with this question. It says, what does this clock show? Now, you can tell this is an analog clock. You've got the numbers here, 1 all the way up through 12. And we've got the hour hand right there. And the hour hand is pointing to a number. I'll make this bigger. Can you tell what number the hour hand is pointing to? Well, I'll give you one more hint. Look at what number it's pointing to. It points to the 3. So we would say it is 3 o'clock. Everybody say 3 o'clock, boys and girls. 3 o'clock. When we write it just a little bit. It's kind of a special way that we write it. So I want you to look at this. What we would do is to write 3 o'clock, we have to put the 3, and then we put these 2 dots. It's called a colon. So you make your colon. So it's the number, the colon, and then it's just 2 zeros. And that is 3 o'clock. Now, you can go ahead and get your math book right now, pause the video, and you'll get a pencil and turn to page 544 and come on back. All right, did you find page 544, boys and girls? Let's take a look at the directions here in the middle of the page. It says, look at where the hour hand points. Write the time. So I'm going to do one of these with you. Let's see, I'll do number 1. I'll make it a little bit bigger. It says, look at where the hour hand points. Well, here's the hour hand. And where is it pointing to? What number is that? That's 9. And then we have to write the time. Well, we're going to write 9 o'clock. That's what we're seeing. So let's take a pen and we're going to write 9. You can do it with me. Then what goes next? It's the colon. And then it's just 2 zeros. For today, it's always going to be 2 zeros. That's going to change tomorrow because I'll make it harder. But for today, that's all you need. Now, you're going to do these clocks here, and you're going to practice telling time. You're going to practice looking at the hour hand. You have to see what number the hour hand points to, and then you have to write the time the way that I showed you. So you're going to do these clocks here on page 544, and then you're going to do one more page, page 545. And again, just look at where the hour hand points, write the time, and we're going to stop at the bottom, but I'll read you problem 13. Problem 13 reads, on Ray's clock, the hour hand points to the 9. Circle Ray's clock. You have to figure out which clock needs to be circled. And that's it. No math on the spot today. When you're finished, please send me pictures of your work in ClassDojo. And be ready because we're going to do some more clock work tomorrow. Have a great day, boys and girls.